So last class we did exercise on various kind of food spoilages which are there, and we understood how various kind of food spoilages can occur, and what are the reasons for various kind of food spoilages. That could be growth of microorganism, that could be temperature, light, okay, and oxygen kind of conditions, that could be moisture, that could be various other reasons. In this session, we are going to learn what are various styles of food preservation and how we can preserve food for a safe consumption by the guest. As we always say in the hotel industry, that the guest is God, okay, and I say that the guest comes first, okay, and even we can say the guest before self, okay. So that is the first motive of a hotelier, and being work in F&B service or being working in food production, we should know how to preserve food for a safe consumption, so that there is no spoilage, there is no contamination, there is no adulteration and anything. So that is what we are going to learn in this session, okay. So what are the various food preservation principles, okay. So I have divided food preservation principles into three categories. Number one is prevention or delay of microbial decomposition. What does this mean? That we should not let the microbes attack the food. We should not let the microbes deposit on food. We should from our side, preventive measures should be taken so that there is no decomposition of microorganisms on the food, and that can be done by keeping the microorganisms away. Okay, we should keep the food product and the meat product at a place where microorganisms will not be able to attack, and also can be done by removal of microorganisms. If by chance microorganisms are there on the food product, we need to remove them. We can also hinder the growth of microorganisms by various applications. There are various cooking methods. Those will help to reduce the growth and the activities of microorganisms, okay. And ultimately, we may kill also microorganisms by various methods. So heating is one method, and then the new method which have come up is radiation method. So with the help of radiation, so we can kill the food microorganisms in the food. And the second objective is that prevention or delay of self-decomposition of the food. So in the first principle, we are talking about prevention or delay of microbial organism or microorganism. In the second, we are talking about keeping the food product itself safe, okay, so that there won't be any microorganism in the food, and that can be done by destruction or inactivation of food enzymes, okay, because food enzymes are ultimately going to make the product susceptible for microorganisms, and we should deactivate those enzymes so that there is no attack of microorganisms on the food. Next is by prevention or delay of chemical reaction. So every food product goes for various kind of chemical reaction. For example, if you make the a dough of wheat flour, you see that there are various chemical reactions happening, okay. The gluten is getting softer, okay. The carbohydrate is getting converted into sugar, okay. So various chemical reactions which happen in the food product, okay. So we can control the microbial decomposition by those processes also. And the last one is the prevention of damage because of insect, animal, and mechanical causes. So in the last class also we discussed that how we can remove these kind of spoilages, that we should keep the product right from the field to the processing in a safe environment, in a clean environment, and that's how we can keep the insect and animals away from the food product, and that's how we'll reduce the chances of microbial or any other kind of infection to the food. Okay, so these are the three principles. I'm again repeating. Prevention or delay of microbial decomposition, that is number one. Second is prevention or delay of self decomposition of the food. Okay, and the third one is prevention of damage because of insect, animals, and mechanical causes. These are the three principles of food preservation. If we apply all these principles, we can certainly have safe food in the restaurant or in the hotel. Now, how should we achieve these principles? Okay, so for that we have methods of preservation, and these are the 10 methods listed in front of you. Okay, they are as follows. Asepsis is the first one. Then we have removal of microorganisms, then maintenance of anaerobic conditions, use of high temperature, use of low temperature, drying, use of chemical preservation, irradiation, mechanical destruction of microorganisms by grinding or high pressure, combination of two or more of the above methods. Okay, so we can combine various methods all together to achieve full preservative food. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. But before that, Paki, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Great. So Paki, when let's suppose that you are going to cook food today,
Yes, sir.
and you have some vegetables and you are going to chop them. What is the first thing that you will do?
I'll wash the vegetables first and then peel them if they need peeling and then chop them.
Great. Okay, thank you. And make sure the next person who is going to speak, please switch on your camera as well. Okay, thank you, Paki. Vijay? Vijay Singh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can switch on your camera. Okay, Vijay, the same question is to you. You got some vegetable and you need to chop them. No, what will you do?
So first, so we wash, then peel the, if the need is, then we peel and cut the vegetable, then same stuff.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Vijay. Yuvraj?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please keep your camera on.
Sir, I told you my camera is working.
Okay. So what you will do in this situation?
Sir, I'll wash the vegetable and peel if needed, and then I'll chop them.
Great. Anybody in the class have a different answer than these three steps? Washing, peeling, and chopping. Any other step that we can add? Or you would add?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please come on and switch on your camera.
We can go for knife.
We can go for?
Go for knife. Knife is working.
Okay, so knife, so you will be taking various styles of knife, right? Or you are saying washing of knife?
Washing of knife.
Okay, washing of knife. Very good. So that's the additional step. Sajal?
Preservation of the also necessary in order to find whether it is suitable for consumption or not.
Could you be a little loud?
So inspection of food is also necessary in order to find suitable for consumption or not.
Very good. So you have added one more step, that first we should check the vegetables, whether they are fresh or they are infected, or if there are any pores or there is no any decomposition. Then we should wash them, okay, after inspection or screening, and then we wash them, and then we another step that Vishal took in, that we should wash the knife and then we should chop them. So these are the 4 or 5 steps that have come up. Anybody has one more step to add on?
After washing, you have to dry also.
After washing, drying also. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, but after washing, there's no germ and all. So if we dry or if we do not dry, if we No, simply drain the water. That much is also enough. Okay. So I'm going to add some more step. So this is one of the important step that screening is to be done. Okay. And before we pick up the vegetables, first we should sanitize our hand so that there is no contamination from the people also to the food. Okay, so that is the one step I would like to add. I would also like to add that the chopping board on which we are going to chop the vegetables, that should also be sanitized or cleaned properly. Okay, and even the whole environment, okay, the kitchen slab, okay, the cooking ranges, wherever you are cooking, they all should be clean. And this is the first step of preservation, that is known as asepsis. Okay, keeping out the microorganisms by adopting good hygienic practices and sanitized environment. Okay, that's how we can have a healthy cooking, okay, in place. So this is known as asepsis. Okay. Next, we have removal of microorganisms, and that can be done by various processes like filtration, centrifugation, and sedimentation or clarification. Washing is one of the method. Okay, so if we wash the vegetables or the meat product, okay, thoroughly, most of the microorganisms will be trimmed away. Okay, and some which are left, they can be killed during the process of cooking. That's why the 10th point was that we can use, okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, all the 9 processes in a combination also. Yes, Tashpreet.
Sir, can you please show the previous slide once again?
Yeah, sure.
Done, sir. Thank you.
If you want to note, I'll share the PPT. Okay, I'll share the notes also. Okay, so this is the second, removal of microorganisms. Then we have maintenance of anaerobic condition. This is the very important part, and it is most important for food processing industry. Okay, where the packaging of chips, like I gave the example in the last class also, the packaging of tinned product, packaging of Tetra packs and everything. Okay, all these things when packed, it should be ensured that there is no oxygen inside, and the gap which is there inside the bottle or the pack, okay, is to be replaced by the nitrogen or the carbon dioxide. Okay, most of the manufacturing units, they prefer nitrogen because cost effective is there, and using carbon dioxide is again increases the carbon footprint also. So that's why most of the manufacturing units uses nitrogen. So this is how we can do this. Preservation by use of high temperatures. Okay, so temperature is very crucial factor. We understood in the spoilage presentation also that spoilages can happen when the temperature is not proper. Okay, if it is too high, food will get spoiled. If it is too low, food will get spoiled. Okay, so right temperature is very much important. Similarly, in the preservation part also, if we apply the right temperature, okay, the food can be preserved for a longer time. As one example is that whenever anything is left in the home, okay, after consumption of meal, whatever is left, we keep it in the refrigerator. Okay, and the refrigerator keeps the temperature of around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius, maybe 6, 7 degrees Celsius, and that keeps the food safe for 1 day. Okay, but if it is reduced to 0 degrees Celsius, it can keep it for 2 day or 3 day. Okay, so similarly, various food product, various meat product, various vegetable product, okay, they should be stored at different temperatures, okay, so that there is no microbial growth. We also understand that high temperature denatures the protein. Okay, so you cook egg, and the more the temperature is, okay, the protein, the egg structure will start deteriorating. Okay, so that's the effect of high temperature. So right amount of temperature is required wherever cooking is required. Okay, so the high temperature denatures the protein and inactivate enzymes, okay, required for metabolic metabolism of microorganisms. Okay, so that is very important. Next, we have yeast and yeast spores, okay, which are known as ascospores, are killed at 600 degrees Celsius, okay, when we cook it for 10 to 15 minutes. So this can be understood by the bread making process. Okay, when you cook the bread or loaf in the oven, okay, the temperature rises to such a huge amount. So yeast, which was alive, okay, unicellular organism, okay, when it reaches the temperature reaches to 600 degrees Celsius or maybe 400 degrees Celsius, they die. Okay, so that's how the breads or the bakery product that we consume are safe for consumption. Okay, yeast and yeast spore, they also die if we cook it for 62.80 degrees Celsius for around 30 minutes. Okay, so we are increasing time over here. So that can be done. Okay, a certain temperature for a certain time period. So if we increase the time, we'll reduce the temperature. If we are reducing the increasing the temperature, we'll have to reduce the time. So that depend as per the skills of the chef and the product that is to be made. Molds and mold spores are killed at around 600 degrees Celsius in 5 to 10 minutes. Example is aspergillus, which is present in most of the food product which are coming from the farm. So they can be killed by boiling particular vegetable. Okay, so cooking will kill most of the bacteria and microorganisms. That's the use of high temperature. Preservation by use of low temperature. Okay, so low temperatures are used to retard chemical reaction. Okay, I gave you example of keeping the leftover food into the refrigerator. What's happening inside the refrigerator? Okay, the freezing point or the temperature inside the refrigerator is not letting the chemical reactions happen. Okay, so that's how the enzymes, okay, they get deactivated, and that's how your food remains safe for a longer time period. Commercial refrigeration temperature, that is lower than 50 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius, effectively retard the growth of many borne pathogens. So this kind of freezing temperature will not let a single germ to develop. Okay. And then we know that there are various kinds of cold storages. So the farmers, when they produce their farm, that could be wheat, barley, rice, okay, onion, tomato, whatever. So you see that nowadays all the vegetables are available throughout the year. Okay, and how that is possible? Because of cold storage. So they provide a definite temperature for a particular food product or a vegetable product or a grain product, and they keep it for throughout the year. Okay, and then time to time they take it out from the cold storage, and that's how we get apples throughout the year. That is how we get potatoes, onion, or everything throughout the year, but they are grown in a particular season. So it's because of cold storage. Chilling storage, so you must have seen that various meat product, okay, fish and everything, they are also available in the market in a packed containers. Okay, so that is possible because of the chilling storages which are available. They provide the temperature of below minus, okay, so that is -1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, and that's the requirement of a particular food product. Sharp freezing, okay, it is also known as blanch freezing, which kills most of the microorganisms. And one method is pasteurization. So where in pasteurization, what you do, you take the milk, maybe for example, you boil the milk to 72.8 degrees Celsius, and then you reduce the temperature directly to around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. And what will happen with a sudden rise and decrease in temperature, all the microorganisms in the milk will die. Okay, and that's how you are increasing the shelf life of milk, because anything any food product or any vegetable product or any edible product, okay, will spoil only with the time. Okay, and if we let the microorganisms grow in that particular food product, but by the pasteurization we are killing all the germs and the bacteria, and that's how we'll increase the shelf life of milk. And next method is preservation by drying. And what does this mean? That you must have seen in the Rajasthan, this is a practice, okay, where they keep drying everything, okay, or maybe at my home also, okay. What I do, my class now. Sorry. So my at my home also, what I do, I make potato chips, okay. So simply boil the potatoes, okay, peel them and then boil, and then make the chips, keep in the sunlight, they will dry. No micro organisms are there, no germs are there, nothing is there, okay. In the sunlight I dried them and I keep them in a airtight container, and I can use them throughout the year. In a similar way, various other product also, okay, like uh, I don't know if you know that we make a besan ki vadiyan, okay. In the Punjab, it is very famous. So you see those packets in the market. Okay, so they are dried. Okay, maybe in the sunlight, maybe in the artificial dryer. Okay, but somehow they are dried. And drying is basically increasing the shelf life by killing the germs and bacteria in the food product. Okay, so solar drying can be there. Mechanical dryers are there. So anyhow, we need to dry them. And sun-dried potatoes is a very classical example, which is served in the continental cuisine. And then preservation by food additives. Okay, you will see that on any packet, okay, that you buy from the market, whatever you buy, I don't have any product right now with me. Whatever you buy, juices, chips, okay, any food product that you buy, all have written over there that added preservatives. Okay, what these preservatives do, they are food friendly preservatives, okay, and they increases the shelf life of the product. Okay, they kill all the germs and they hinder the growth of microorganisms in the food product, and that's how the shelf life of the food product increases. Okay, one of the example is E951. Okay, this is known as aspartame. It's a food preservative which is found in most of the food product. It is an artificial non-saccharide sweetener used as a sugar substitute in some of the food and beverages. Okay, so this is one example, and there are so many other examples also, which can be a food preservative. And the last method is preservation by radiation. In this method, we apply various kind of radiation. That could be UV radiation, ionizing radiation, okay, X-rays, gamma rays. One no simple method I explain you. In the microwave, when you will put your food product, it gets heated. Okay, and while heating, what's happening? These microwaves are traveling. Okay, from the food. Okay, and that's how they kill the germs and bacteria. So that way also you can increase the shelf life of a product and you can preserve them for a longer time. Okay, so in the end, I would like to say that preservation is one of the important method that is applied in the restaurant or food processing industry. And it is not only that it should start in the restaurant or the hotel itself. It is start right from the field where the farmers are harvesting their grains or the cereals or the fruits, vegetable, or the meat product. Okay, so right from that particular step, okay, whatever steps we are taking, all the steps should be taken by keeping in mind that this product is to be consumed by us only. Okay, us means humans only. Okay, so all the steps should be taken very carefully, and the right hygienic conditions should be maintained throughout the processing of food. And that's how we can create a safe environment for the guest, safe environment for ourselves, okay, and safe environment for the earth. So that's it from my side. And if any questions are there, you can ask. Now,